What's going on, guys? And today we've got a quick video. It's going to revolve around the 1.2 patch for Battlefield 2042. Now, this patch hasn't released yet, but we have got some information that has been released by the devs, DICE, so I'm going to quickly go through them, some of the most crucial things. So the first thing is the aim assist for controller players, whether you're on console or PC. It has already been acknowledged. Stratford here said, "First, thank you for flagging the issues that you've experienced with aim assist and the additional information that we have since collected from you, which helped us investigate. We believe we have found the issue that was causing inconsistent behaviour and have a fix ready, which is currently scheduled for the next game update." So the next game update is coming in early August, before the seasonal update in the start of September, I believe it is. I think there's like 42 days left. I'm not quite sure why they're not releasing this straight away, as if I was using a controller, you know, it's something that's quite important to me. I'd want that fixed ASAP, and if they think they've got the fix ready and they've got it, you'd have thought they would just push it out and just to see if it works, if it fixes issues straight away, and if it doesn't, then they can rework on it. So I feel like that's probably one of the main things that they're including in this update, but along with that, we're also going to have the kaleidoscope map overhaul, which has been teased for a very, very long time now. It's going to be a nerf to the 30mm cannon on the Hannibal and the Huron helicopters, which I think everyone knows is just ridiculously overpowered. Everyone's been spamming the helis. I haven't seen anyone else use other helis, it's just been the Hannibal and Huron, since these guns have just been super ridiculously overpowered. So that is definitely coming. It's a shame they ain't pushing out sooner, but it is coming. The other thing is the updated specialist looks for Boris, McKay, Falk and Angel. So it's just these four at the moment. I'm going to have pictures of them up on the screen. I mainly play as Falk, so it's nice to see they're going to make these changes and just sort of just trying to give them a more grittier and intense look to war. I mean, they've gotten rid of all the quips, which were stupid, and I don't think anyone liked them to start with, but they've gotten rid of the quips and now they're trying to sort of make the characters look a bit grittier, so that is coming. I don't know if they're overhauling all the characters. I mean, a lot of the characters anyway, they have skins for which cover their faces, so that sort of defeats the whole point of it. The other thing is the BSVM tweaks. So obviously they buffed all the DMRs not that long ago. I think it was just increasing, I think it was the speed of the guns when you were shooting, like medium to long range. It was just increasing the speed, and they all got overhaul buff, and for some reason they thought it'd be a good idea to not nerf the BSVM, instead they actually buffed it. But I think they said, like, after this has been tested and it's been, you know, out on the field for a bit, then they would think about nerfing it. Even though they fully well know that it needed to be nerfed in the first place, they still buffed it. So there's definitely tweaks coming for the BSVM, but I don't think it is super overpowered anymore. It's not being as used as often as I thought it would. I've recently been using the AK-24, which I've just done a video on, and you'll see me using again this video. This is my first game on in like 4 or 5 days I've been away, and I think I'm like 24 and 4. I don't think all of my kills were with the AK-24, but that gun at the minute is super ridiculous. The other thing is player profile stats page, so you'll be able to see your stats of obviously your stats and other players' stats, whether it's kill death ratios, wins, losses, kills, deaths, all in total. You can actually check this by just using like a Battlefield stat website, but they are implementing it into the game. I don't know if it's going to be viewable from when you are in game and you want to check your squad to see what they're like, because I think that's another huge thing they need to add to the game, is to be able to leave squads. As you'll see from this video, I might put in the stats at the end of the game. I was pretty much carrying my squad. My squad wasn't really doing anything. I think they got like 2 kills, 4 kills. One of them was flying around in a heli and he wasn't actually doing anything the entire time. But yeah, there is that, and that was super annoying, so I hope that they do bring that into a later update. Fingers crossed they do. I don't see why they wouldn't, because it's just a pain in the ass. They've got it in Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, Battlefield 4, so it makes sense to them to add it into 2042. So just a bit more on the BSVM, because Stratford did actually post like a little thread on Reddit about this, so he can add more context about the BSVM balance changes in this update, which we know is being discussed heavily in terms of its power. What we've done in this update is buff all DMRs as a group, which obviously we know, because we felt they were not performing as you would expect, by instead adjusting individual DMRs, for example, excluding the BSVM, it would just mean further widening the gap between individual DMR performance. And obviously that didn't work. We knew it was overpowered and it was going to be. And here he says, like, in short, we have now established a baseline for how we want DMRs to perform. If we still see the BSVM dominating, we are able to balance it more accuracy. with more accuracy, sorry, so we can adjust it while still ensuring it remains a relevant weapon to use. But I mean, all the other DMRs, which I think they should be focusing on more, are far more underpowered. I remember back when the SVK used to be ridiculously OP. I used to use that on Hazard Zone before that died off, and that slowly went straight to the bottom of the barrel. They also need to think as well about nerfing the Vector, because that is still ridiculously, or the K40 is called in this game. What we can also confirm is that we're reviewing and testing changes to the high power non-subsonic rounds and its behaviour in full auto mode. We're looking to include that in a future update. As a side note, the BSVM is not actually an ASVAL, it's a VSS, which is a DMR and an awesome one of that. It does feel like an ASVAL, though. As soon as you put like the close combat clip on it, it's super rapid. That's what it feels like. It does feel like an ASVAL, but they say it's a VSS, which is a DMR. But if it didn't have a close quarter combat rounds and you couldn't make it full auto, then yeah, sure, it'd be a VSS. There are also a load of other notes that have been passed on to DICE, which I'm not going to go through, to be honest. It's just bugs like on exposure, where people will get stuck outside the map. Issues with like when you're using a wingsuit, you'd close the wingsuit from deploying, and then it still have a message on the screen. And apparently they are going to update Hazard Zone. I don't know what with, because they said that they were just stopping all work on that completely, but maybe it is making a return. We've also got some featured game modes at the minute, which is 2042 Air Superiority, which I do need to give a go. I just never got around to it. 2042 TDM and Battlefield 3 Conquest again. So these are sort of irregular things. They've been in rotation now for the last few weeks, but these are coming back. But the Battlefield 3 Conquest now features 2042 maps alongside the Battlefield 3 Classic maps. So if that's your sort of thing, pay attention to that. I'm not a massive fan of the 2042 maps with the Battlefield 3 guns, if I'm honest. I just preferred Battlefield 3 maps, Battlefield 3 guns, and just keeping it at that. But that is something they're adding in. And that is going to refresh on Thursday the 21st. That is when the Battlefield 3 Conquest will be featuring 2042 maps. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment and subscribe.